everyone, today we're going to get into something a little different for my channel. Yeah, I guess I'll get into it after my little intro. So as you might have seen from the title of this video, I have decided to build a loft bed for my room. I live in a very small place. I call it the Hobbit Hole because it's half underground. And currently I have a queen size bed that takes up most of my room. Editing Tuscany here. Hi. I realized that I never actually filmed a pre-version of my room. Cause that was great. So I'm gonna try to find something to show you guys what it was before. But yeah, sorry about that. You really have no context for what's going on here. Alright, here is a little clip that I filmed for my walking skirt video that I never actually put into the video. And here's a little snippet of my room. Basically, the fabric is draped right over the edge of my bed, and it ends very close to my desk where that chair is over there. And it's very small. Obviously, it's a mess. That's why I didn't put it in the original video. Yeah, so this was my room before. I'm not a huge fan of large beds. I actually prefer smaller spaces and like more confined nooks. So I have decided that I would like to go back to a twin size bed, and I think a loft bed would be great because it will offer me even more space in my room to do whatever. And it might encourage me to clean my room more often because I can actually move around my room. So there's that. Now, I did look into purchasing a loft bed. I looked all over the place. They do have adult loft beds that are pretty cool. They're very fancy, but they're super duper expensive, and I don't really have money. Now, my dad has always been really into building things, and now my brother-in-law is also very into building things. He is an architect. So they were like, why don't we just build one? And I'm like, okay. So we went through a lot of different versions. I did a lot of research on all the different kinds of loft beds there are and what specifically I want in my loft bed. Now, under my bed now, I do have some kind of shallow bins that just line underneath my bed, and I figured that that would still be nice to have that level of storage. So, to the dismay of everyone, I decided that I wanted to actually make it kind of like a bunk bed where there's two levels. The bottom level is just high enough that I can fit bins underneath, and then I actually sit on that level and have a desk there. And because I sit cross-legged all the time, I don't actually like sitting in chairs, and so I figured that having kind of like a raised platform that I can put storage underneath and then sit on top of and have my desk there, and so I can just sit cross-legged, would be the best for me because that's how I sit anyway. So finally we came up with a design for it. My brother-in-law went through his fancy system and created this beautiful sketch, which is much better than my sketch for it. We have also decided the kind of wood that we're going to be working with and how we're going to actually build it. So now it's just the building process. The wood has been cut. There's a whole bunch of different pieces. I think there's like 40 something pieces in all. But they're all cut. They're all ready to go. Now it's my job to go in and do all the sanding and the sealing before we can click it all into place. It is beginning of October now. It is a beautiful day out. I am super excited to get out there and start working. I'm hoping to have this done. You know what? Never mind. We all know that is not going to be done by the time that I hope to have it done by. So just scratch that. Alright, so we are going to head over to my sister's place because they have place to work on things and that's where it's all happening. So we are going to head on over there and get started on the sanding process. Alright, so here we have the gajillion pieces ready for me to sand. Over here we have a post, and then we got some more posts over here. So I guess I better get started, because I got a lot to do. Alright, so the posts are constructed out of a couple layers of plywood. And at the bottom and the top of the post is going to have this super cool interlocking pattern. And then there's these spots where the pieces actually lock into place, and then we'll screw them in to secure it. Alright, day one is done. There was a lot of sanding that happened today and a lot that still needs to happen. To be honest, I'm a little overwhelmed with all the work that still needs to be done. But I think tomorrow is definitely going to be a bit more sanding, but I think I might be able to start sealing tomorrow as well. So that's good. It's a step in the right direction. Thankfully the weather was beautiful, and hopefully that keeps up as well, because working outside is much easier than trying to shove everything in their little shed. My arms hurt. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be more sanding, hopefully starting on sealing, and then it's a pretty monotonous process from there on out. Basically putting a layer of sealer and then doing a quick sand and then another layer of sealer. I think 3 layers is what I'm going for, but we'll see. I might decide that I hate it and want to stop it too. Yeah, so I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. No worries. Hi, Moon. And Nori. Hi. It has been a very long day. I'm exhausted. I got a good chunk done. The major sanding is all done, and I did get a large amount of sealing done, but there is a lot to do. There's so much. So that's it for this weekend. We'll be heading over next weekend, so I get a little bit of a break. I can work on some other things before we head back over and get back to work on the bed, which is great because I'm kind of over it. I'm lying on the floor right now because I'm filthy and desperately need to take a shower, but I'm kind of too tired to do so. So I'm going to try to get my butt up and take a shower, and I will catch up with you guys later. Welcome back. It's been 5 days. We're back on the weekend, heading back over to my sister's to work on sanding and sealing. Honestly, there's nothing new to report. It's the same old stuff that I was working on previously. The only thing that's new is that the rain is back. Joy. That means that I have to work inside now, and that also means that the process is going to go a little bit slower because I can't fit as much in their shed as I was able to fit outside, obviously. So that's a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. I'm expecting that I probably have at least another 2 weekends of this nastiness. So I'm going to try to get as much done as I possibly can today, but I still have quite a bit ahead of me, so wish me luck. All right, I have been doing little bits of editing for this video, and I'm slowly starting to realize that it's really just a showcase for every flannel that I could possibly have. It has been a few weeks since I've filmed anything for this video, and that was mainly because a lot of the process has been pretty repetitive, and I didn't think you guys needed to see more video of me doing the same thing. So, some updates from when I last filmed. All the pieces are sealed and ready to go. Basically, they're going to be drying for a couple days to make sure that they are all set for when we put it together, but it will be able to go up this coming weekend. Which doesn't really mean anything to you guys in the scheme of time and space and reality, but right now it is early November and it will go up in a couple days. Now, another big piece of information is that the job that I was working at before COVID offered me a position to come back for the holidays. I loved my job, and I was so excited when they offered me a position back, so of course I accepted it. But what that means is that I am going to be going back to full-time work, and I will be working weekends because it's retail during COVID, which is, kind of terrifying, but I also need to take this opportunity to go back to work. Even though I love making videos, it doesn't pay me anything, at least right now. I hope that maybe down the line it might, but right now it doesn't. So, now what this means is that I actually cannot be there when they put up the bed because they need to do it on a weekend when everyone else is available. and I won't be. So I will leave the house and go to work for a day, and I will come back and my bed will be done and ready. Which is so exciting, but also kind of sad because I wanted to be part of the process of putting it together. But it is what it is, and I've asked my family to film the process, which might be entertaining, so we will see what happens. So the next time we chat, my bed will be set up and I will be sleeping back in a twin-size loft bed like the teenager that I am and will forever be. Okay, that's all I have to say. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Okay, I got 2 lamps in and the mattress topper to go on the bottom bunk of my bed. Oh, and we got some Christmas decorations up. So I'm going to go ahead and get these unboxed and get the mattress topper out so I can start fluffing up. And we're just a little bit closer to having my bed done. Alright, so the mattress topper is not what I was expecting, but the instructions say to let it fluff up for 48 hours. So I'm going to let it do that, and hopefully it fluffs up to the size that it says it should be. That's the goal. Now, when it comes to my lamps, ignore my hot mess of clothes because I'm a disaster of a human. My lamps turned out great. I love them, and the color of the metal on the base matches the bolts on my bed because, you know, I wanted it to. I mean, no one's going to notice that, but I will, and that's what's important. So I'm really happy with the lamps that I got, but the only bulbs that I have right now are these super bright ones. So I need to go get some new ones to just dumb that down a little bit. And then this one is just going to go up there. We are going to make a little shelf that hooks on to the railing up there so that I have kind of like a pocket shelf thing that I can put the lamp on. and my water bottle, my phone, a book, you know, typical nightstand stuff. So hopefully we can get that done soon so I can get the lamp up there, because right now I'm just using a really sad reading light that is not, it's not cute. So hopefully we can get that done soon and get this bed all decorated. Alright, so I moved my desktop over. I got new light bulbs in the lamps. Now, the big thing that I need to work on, or that my dad and brother-in-law need to work on, because I work on weekends, is the shelf that goes up on the top bunk so that I can read up there and actually have a place to put stuff up there. Because right now, I'm just kind of shoving stuff in between the mattress and the bed frame, and it's a little precarious, and I'm kind of over it. So that is the next step. We have some designs sketched up for it. Originally, we were just going to do like just a shelf, like just something that would kind of balance on the beam and then just like jut out, and so I could put stuff on it. But then we thought, maybe that's not such a great idea. So now our plan is to do something more like a pocket where I can actually put my book and my water bottle in the shelf contraption thing so that it's got some borders so it doesn't go anywhere in the middle of the night. Another thing I need to figure out is like where I'm going to put or plug everything in. And right now I have some things plugged in on this wall and some things plugged in on that wall. But there's like some weirdness because that wall is connected to the switch. So when I turn the lights on and off when I enter my room, it's connected to certain things, and obviously I don't want my computer connected to that, and it's complicated. So I've got a lot of little adjustments to make, just trying to make it a bit more homey, a little bit more comfortable, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Welcome to my little nook. I am so happy with my bed. It is awesome. I have space to move around my room. It's comfortable, it's cozy, and I spend most of my time in here now because it's just so perfect for me. Switching to a twin size bed was a little odd because, you know, we're kind of always told that when you get older, you move to a bigger bed. You become an adult. And for me, it just didn't make all that much sense. And switching to a twin size bed has made me happier in some ways. It seems kind of ridiculous, but I prefer it. And I think I actually sleep better being a little bit more confined in a smaller space. And that's just me personally. I like small spaces. I like kind of being protected. It's just something that makes me feel more comfortable, and I'm definitely happier with it. This space down here is fantastic. I love my desk. I do so much work here, and I'm actually happy to sit down at my desk and get work done. Whereas before, I was sitting on a chair and had an itty bitty little space, and I never wanted to sit down because I couldn't actually get to my desk because my bed was in the way, and it wasn't pleasant. It's been probably about 2 months since I last updated you guys on what I've been doing with the bed. And for the most part, I've just been, you know, kind of getting comfortable with it, adjusting to it, and doing little minor adjustments to make it more comfortable for me. Now, earlier in the video, I talked about the mattress topper that I'm using as my pad that I'm sitting on now. And what I did with that is that I took an old duvet cover that I had and used it to cover this mattress topper so that I'd have something that I could take off and wash. But it was very big for the mattress topper, and I kind of just tucked it underneath and was like, I'll deal with it later. So I finally took the last week and adjusted the duvet cover to fit the mattress topper that I'm sitting on. And now it fits really well, and it doesn't move around or get wrinkled or anything like that. So now it actually looks decent. And then I took some of the extra fabric that I had from making that adjustment to the duvet cover, and I made this thing here. I basically took an old board that I stuck here, added a pillow onto it, and then with the extra fabric from the duvet cover, I made a little cover for all of that so that it stays in place, and then I can remove it and wash it when I need to. And so now I have this cool little backrest thing when I need it. Now, some of the cons for the bed, especially for this part, I do have to crawl in and out, which can be a little cumbersome at times. Sometimes I don't want to do that, but for the most part, it doesn't bother me that much, and I think it's worth it to have this big desk that offers me a lot of space. Along those same lines, I do have to climb up into bed. Now, as an adult, that is officially beginning to deteriorate. Climbing up into the bed was a bit of a shock for me. I was so used to just like falling face first into bed, but now I can't do that. I have to actively climb into bed, which means that I have to prepare myself for bed a little bit more. Who knew? But I think in some ways it's actually forced me to be more of an adult. And now I actually have a bedtime routine that helps me want to go to bed, which is good because I work and I need to get up in the morning. So, you know, overall, I don't think there's very many cons to the bed. I have more space in my room. Everything is neater. Now that I have more space, I actually want to clean my room. It's much more tidy than it was before. That's not saying much though, because I am a disaster of a human, so take that with a grain of salt, but it is better than it was. Overall, I think this was a great decision for my needs and for me as a person in the world that likes small spaces. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know this was a little different for me and my channel, but I wanted to share this interesting construction project with you and share this new lifestyle change, I guess. Go ahead and leave a comment below, like this video, or even subscribe. Stay sane, stay safe, and stay healthy, and I'll see y'all next time.